Let go of me. I told you have the wrong person, the young woman yelled, struggling as the masked man slammed her back against the side of a black pickup truck. Her voice echoed off the tree-lined shore of Lake Allatoona, Georgia. She was terrified, breath shallow, dress torn, but there was fire in her eyes. "You don't know who I am," she said, low and shaking but certain. "And you really don't know who my dad is." The man holding her just laughed under his balaclava. "Oh yeah? What's Daddy gonna do, call the park ranger?" His grip tightened. Behind them, two more men stood guard, one near the tailgate, the other scanning the woods with growing impatience. "Let's move," one of them muttered. "This spot's too exposed." "I'm not going anywhere with you," she snapped. "You're trespassing on federal land. You're going to regret this." That's when her boyfriend, David, finally came into view, rounding the bend of the trail. He froze at the sight, his girlfriend pinned to the truck by a masked man, her eyes locked on him, pleading but calm. "What the hell is going on?" David shouted, fists clenched. "Get away from her." The man at the truck barked back, "Walk away, hero. This isn't your fight." She looked at David hard. "Don't do anything, just wait." "For what?" he hissed, panicked. "They're gonna—" She cut him off, voice calmer now. "Just wait. He's coming." And then the forest answered. A sharp whistle, low, steady, deliberate, cut through the trees. Not an animal, not a wind shift, a signal. The masked man stiffened. What was that? The other two men started to turn, just as a figure stepped from the shadows of the tree line. Tall, broad, green federal uniform, boots mud-worn, hat low, pistol holstered, but hand resting near the grip. The man's voice carried before he did. "Let her go. Now." The men turned fully, confused. "Who the hell are you?" one of them asked. The man didn't flinch. He stepped forward, slow and certain. "United States Army Master Sergeant Edward Walker, retired. Now Senior Federal Ranger with the United States Department of the Interior. Badge number 0257. You're holding my daughter. That makes this personal. But more importantly, this is federal land, and what you're doing here just crossed into felony territory." The masked man scoffed, pretending to stay cool. "That a real badge, or is this some forest cosplay?" "Try me," Ranger Walker said flatly. "Under Title 16 of the United States Code, Section 1312, you're facing charges of assault, false detention, and attempted abduction on federally protected property. Add Title 18, Section 120, kidnapping on federal land, and you're looking at a United States Marshal's investigation." Behind them, gravel crunched. A black SUV pulled onto the path, Department of the Interior insignia on the door. Another ranger stepped out, radio in hand. "Perimeter's secure. Local sheriff's team is inbound. All signals jammed." The man holding the girl panicked. He let go. She sprinted to her father without a word, burying her face in his chest. He didn't look down. He kept his eyes locked on the men. "You think no one's watching just because you're in the woods?" he asked them. "You think the badge stops at the city limits?" One of the thugs made a twitchy move toward his belt. In one clean motion, Ranger Walker had his firearm drawn. "Don't," he said. "You'll only make it worse." The second ranger moved in and cuffed the masked man. The other two dropped to their knees without being told. The reality had finally settled in. They hadn't grabbed some random hiker. They had grabbed the daughter of a federal officer trained in both combat and law. As the intruders were loaded into the SUV, the masked man looked back over his shoulder. "You should have said who your dad was." She stared him down, steady now. "I did. You didn't listen." David stepped forward, stunned. "You told me your dad worked out here. I didn't realize you meant like this." She gave a half smile, brushing her hair from her face. "He served 25 years. Came home with bronze stars and a mission to protect what matters. These woods, this land, that's his home now, and so am I." Later that day, after reports were filed and the sun dipped behind the treetops, she sat on the tailgate of the truck with her dad. The lake was still, peaceful again. "Thanks for showing up," she whispered. He glanced at her sideways. "I never left. You handled yourself just fine, made me proud." The next week, the United States Department of the Interior quietly released a report. 3 armed individuals had been arrested for unauthorized armed entry onto protected land. attempted abduction, and assault. All were transferred to federal custody for prosecution. Their names weren't released, but the final line of the statement read, "No further threat remains. Law enforcement responded swiftly and effectively on site." So, never underestimate the quiet girl in the woods, because sometimes the woods fight back, and sometimes her father is the forest. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.